And at this time, I'm going to ask Willie Johnson and Judy Pimp to come forward. She's our Assistant Director of the Zebra Wing Center, and we'd like to bring your attention to the stage. And I'm going to let Judy and Willie take it from here and to go ahead and to speak a little bit about this wonderful work that was done by our in-stitch elders.
Honey, I know everybody has their stomach filled, and we are really thankful for the food and the nourishment that's been provided to us today. And all of our volunteers, we thank them for the hard work that they've been doing. But if we're not sleeping yet, we'll stretch out a little bit. And we're going to take in, and we're going to unveil for the first time, this commemorative quilt that has been done by our In-Stitches group. And these ladies have been a true inspiration. They started, community members a couple years ago, asking us, had we ever thought about doing a quilt exhibit. And so then, of course, I just passed the word on to our wonderful curator, Willie, and said, Willie, we need to keep in mind we have a lot of seamstresses in our community that also want to showcase their work. And so it was like, okay, but how? How will we bring them into our Zebra Wing exhibit? How will we include them into our events? And the more we start planning for our honoring, healing, remembering, things just kind of came together. And I'll kind of let Willie, I'll let you explain how our MSU exhibit came to us and then how we got the In-Stitches about.
Thank you, everybody. As you may know, the Zebra Wing Center is hosting MSU Museum's Great Lakes Native Quilting exhibit. And Judy always comes to me and she goes, yeah, but what about the program components? And that means we have to figure out what we're going to do to kind of have these supporting events that will bring people to the Zebra Wing Center and continue to enjoy the beautiful quilts throughout the year. We opened the exhibit up in March, and it's going to be open to the public until August. And so let's start working with this lovely quilting group that we have in the community. And the next thing I knew, Sarah walked through the door. And that's what got the whole ball rolling. And so these girls have cracked the whip on me at the Zebra Wing Center and really have honestly made us look bad. Because they're so awesome at what they do. And we just want to let everybody know that they did a false start because they're so awesome. And there's another quilt before this one. But this is the official Mount Pleasant Indian Industrial Boarding School commemorative quilt. And we're going to unveil it for you today in honor of the students who went to the boarding school. Don't be too impressed because on the back is every single name of the students who perished while attending the boarding school. And these ladies absolutely bring so much dignity to our event because of their wonderful sewing skills. And we hope that you enjoy the artwork that they have provided for our community to heal. And they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again.
We're going to go ahead and do a follow-up. We don't want to end up upsetting our Eagle staff. Okay. And we got to focus there. Okay, here we go.
And we would just like to invite the tribal community, all our tribal communities, to contribute to the next quilt that the ladies are going to be putting together for us. And we're going to have an opportunity to honor all our family members that went to the boarding school. So we have pre-cut squares available. And you can begin thinking about your individual student that you want to honor and place it on these beautiful squares of material. And the girls are going to fashion it into a student memorial quilt. So, would you like to say anything else? Okay, here comes Judy.
All right, just to help our quilters out. The squares are available. So once you have a square, the only thing that we're going to ask is that when you are designing it, you can choose whatever you feel needs to go on there. But we need room to sew it together, so do not go to the edge. So we need at least a 1/2 inch from each of the sides here. So the square actually ends up being smaller. And then that's what you get to design. Now our goal is to give them enough time that they can sew this together and make it into a quilt and it be unveiled during our Mount Pleasant powwow. So a lot of work to be done. So we can't do it without your help, but we also have to have you do it in a timely manner. So those of you who don't sew, they create this wonderful stuff that's no sew wonder under. You can just iron your pieces of fabric on there. The fabric can be new, it can be from old clothes, it can be from old blankets. You get to tell us the story behind your square. And that's the other thing we would like. We would like your story behind your square. Who it is you're remembering, why you chose what to put on there. For those of us who like the colors, there's beautiful crayons that you just color a nice picture, turn it over, put it on your fabric, and it'll iron it on there. So those of you who like to paint, there's fabric paints. So there's a lot of different ways you can fill this square in. You don't just have to be a seamstress. If you want to bead on it, go ahead and bead on it. But remember, we need room to sew it together.
Chimagwetch, Judy, and Willie, and let's hear it one more time for our In Stitches quilters.